arrived at Prideaux Place, and I think one of the most fantastic things about it is that it's a lived-in house. It's open to the public, but the Prideaux brooms still live here, and they've lived here for something like 14 generations. They came over with William the Conqueror. It's a long time ago. And they're still here, and they still live in it, and they open it to the public, but you can actually go into the rooms that they live in. Nothing is segregated, which is fantastic. And it's, in my opinion, at the moment, not the most haunted place we've been to.
You come to a house that seems very happy and nice, and you think, well, what could possibly happen here? Hopeful, but I don't know. I don't know. I've got a funny feeling. I just don't think anything's going to happen.
It doesn't immediately feel haunted to me. It just seems like a huge country house, and it's lovely here, but it doesn't feel haunted. Not yet, anyway.
It's a beautiful building. Really is lovely, and the ghost stories are good. They are very good, because this has been in the same generation for the same family for 14 generations. There's a lot of history here, and they know a lot of history. A lot of their family on the walls.
First impressions, very nice. It feels quite calm, really. It feels a lot less sinister, perhaps, than some of the places we go. But time will tell. I'm so looking forward to see what's going to go on for my walk round.
Right, I'm explaining. I'm trying to tell Stuart as well because he wasn't there.
Yeah.
That last night we got in touch with our spiritual side. Is that true?
We tried to do a meditation where we introduced all of you to your spiritual guide. That's what we did. So they're all sitting on the floor in my bedroom in a hotel, meditating.
And I met my spirit guide and
Your power animal,
my power animal.
which was...
It was a deer, which isn't very powerful.
Oh no, they are very powerful.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Deers are very nice.
And my gatekeeper.
Yeah,
And my
gatekeeper.
gatekeeper, which was a really ugly woman. It was very, very interesting, and it made me feel more protected to actually meet the spiritual guidance that we need when we're doing these walk-arounds.
Yeah, well, it was important, I think, but it was really interesting for me because very few people actually met their spiritual guides. What they did, everybody met though, were the doorkeepers, and the doorkeepers are who will stand in and protect you in those circumstances, which is why they do present often as very aggressive individuals, or particularly scary individuals, I think.
Yeah.
But they're there, they will certainly harm nobody, but they will protect you, more importantly, and that's the key, they will protect you. I find it interesting that everybody got that, and the guides were holding back probably for another time.
I've just finished doing Davy's night vision walk around. It was really fascinating. I really enjoyed it.
I found particularly interesting the figure of a lady standing in a doorway while we were in the staircase to the house, at the top of the staircase, and he saw the figure of a lady, and we pointed the camera there. We couldn't see anything, but he described what she was wearing, and that's quite. It's interesting when he can point somewhere and say there's a person standing there that he can see. We couldn't see it, obviously.
David was picking up on the park room where the two little beds are, and he picked up on a priest that was in there, and that the walls were running with blood, and he thought that maybe that the priest had been murdered in that particular room. There's also a little girl that was disinherited. She's very angry about it. She causes a lot of mischief and poltergeist activity. Also, there's a very matriarchal type lady who's the grandmother, who sort of cast her out of the family.
I'm drawn towards the windows.
Oh, right.
I'm drawn because there's someone outside the window in my mind's eye looking in here. The first impression I've got is of a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for some reason, what she's saying to me, I can't get a name, but she's showing herself as outside of the house because it's a representation of being outside the family. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like she was either born out of wedlock, or she was shut out by her family, or she was disowned in some way, shape, or form.
Like the black sheep of the family.
Yeah. And there's almost like she's been brought up by people close by, but not in the house.
Okay.
Is she related to the house, David?
She related to the people who lived in the house, I'm presuming. Yeah.
The servants or the owners?
No, the owners. The owners. This is what got. She actually, the word that she gave me was disinherited. She's talking about her grandmother, and she's saying this is the room. I'll tell you exactly what she's saying. This is the room where she was first introduced to her grandmother, who was very austere. And whilst the grandmother, what she's saying is my grandmother tried and tried hard to accept me, but in the end she just couldn't, and it was her decision to get rid of her, so just sweep it away.
Well, we've just finished the walk around, the little walk around and the night vision walk around with Yvette, Louis and Derek. When Derek went into the panel room downstairs, he picked up on a painting on the wall where he said that the person in the painting actually died before the painting was finished, and his hands weren't, he wasn't happy, his hands weren't finished. Now, that has happened here. There is a painting here, and who's a relative of one of the descendants, was a descendant of one of the people here. This person actually did die halfway through or just towards the end of the painting, and they never finished the painting out of respect for his death, and they never finished his hands. Unfortunately, yes, that is a true story, but unfortunately the painting was not the painting in question downstairs. That painting was actually upstairs to another flight.
He's showing his energy here.
Where?
Here, he's moved over to here. It's him, his energy, it's him.
It's him?
Him. Can I say with him? That's the one. He does this. With his hands. And the master, he comes here, and he comes especially because of this.
The portrait?
Yes. And he's upset. It's not finished. It's like him saying, it's not finished. My hands. Something to do with his hands. Finish. I want it finished.
You can only get to see just a fraction of the many vigils that take place throughout each investigation. So wondering what may exist within the grounds of Prideaux Place, Derek and Louis decide to take a group outside later in the night, and here is how they got on.
Now this is separate, Oh wow! Yes, carry on, please. Oh, look at that! Can anyone see? Look at that mist! Here, I don't know if you there was swirling mist, and it was actually not taking shape, but it was moving, and I know these are Roman soldiers. These men coming into the atmosphere regular, very regular, and they. Thank you, Sam. They are seen, but not as Roman soldiers. But there's a blue-grey mist that appears here regular, and it's them in visitation.
Derek, do you want to walk down further? Would you like to walk
before we go
Sure.
to this other place, please? This has got something to do with the Roman soldiers. This has been placed in here, okay? And this originates back to the time of the soldiers. And then after they'd gone physically, this was used. And I feel this has got something to do with the tunnel and the word manor house.
I think this might be related to the secret hidden.
Yes,
okay.
It is.
Right.
It's very interesting that Derek basically picked up on a figure of Roman, and he felt the spirit of a Roman, and that was out in the garden. But from my point of view, I didn't experience anything paranormal. I didn't think nothing myself anyway.
Right, we've just come back from a vigil.
I think it was Carl and Yvette, both had
We all heard strange sounds, and they were real heavy breathing.
It really felt like there was someone there. The atmosphere was electric. It was fascinating. Terry, you know the table that we were looking at earlier on before?
Fuck me.
What's the matter?
Did you hear?
We're here now, and we know you're here.
Who was that?
With the night wearing on and feeling that Prideaux Place still had a lot more to offer, Carl and Stuart headed to the panelled room. And here they're doing what they do best.
Should we sit at the table? You sit there? The chair there? Yeah, chair.
Please make a tapping sound. Move some of this beautiful cutlery on the table.
Try and move these. As I just moved them. See if you can make that noise.
Your arms off the table, Carl, yeah?
My arms are off the table, you can hang on.
Mine are as well.
I've basically got my arms crossed. I've got one on the camera, so you can see that's not on the table.
So mine are across
the table. And yours are
across. Mine have been in here.
Is there anything in this room with us? Any spirit entity that wants to make itself known? I've got really cold again.
I've gone very cold.
It's all around my face. And see, those crystals are moving. The other crystals?
They shouldn't be.
What?
Are the other one? Are these ones moving?
They are slightly. That could have been from the last movement.
I feel as if we're being watched.
I do. I don't feel like we're on a...
something in this room.
Christ! What is that?
I think let's just pull our chairs back away from the table so that viewers back home.
Okay, so we're.
It's us.
Right, I've got your feet.
Right, I'm
Now your
here,
knees, by the looks of it, your knees are probably 2 foot from the.
Yeah.
Where's your knee? There's your knee. There's a table. There's a table there.
Can't touch the table.
Right. My knees are here, and there's a table there. If you're here, please try to make those noises again. Shh. It's like somebody's sitting at a chair.
What I'm trying to do is...
Crying out loud, look. They've just gone again.
No, and I'm nowhere near the table.
Well, no, neither of us are.
This is beginning to freak me out a bit, it's not... Excuse me for yawning. It doesn't seem natural, it doesn't seem normal. Us sitting at this table with a camera watching crystals move, because I know straight away what the viewers are going to think, because I think exactly the same as you guys back home. You've moved the table. Well, I can honestly say with hand on heart, I've not moved the table in North Carl. We're away from the table. When we were next to the table, we didn't do anything, our arms were off the table, apart from once when we came in and we sat down.
I just got back from a vigil with Kath and Richard. It's very interesting.
We got a breath or a sigh like I've never heard before. It was a real... And it frightened us. It really, really frightened us. Does he appear in different places in the room?
No.
Was that
He's
you?
just here with that sigh. That very large sigh.
That wasn't me.
Oh,
Are you
my
joking?
God.
Oh. Oh, God, it was so loud.
We went upstairs and went into a little room with 2 beds that had been in earlier. Nothing much seemed to be happening. It was, it was okay. So we decided to go downstairs and have a look at another room. So we went downstairs and we were sort of in there, just got in there, and the door went from the room we'd just been in. Now it was interesting because it was really swinging quite heavily. It wasn't small, it was actually quite big movements. What happened then was Richard felt something drop down the back of his neck. Now this is a house that's been well kept. There's not plaster falling off the walls, there's none of that going on. The place is completely wallpapered and plastered properly. This is a habitable room. And then we're just standing around trying to get the door to open on its own, etc, etc. And then Kath felt someone touch her on the bottom. Which is a bit odd because she seems to feel that quite a lot, that's all I'm saying. Then a few minutes later she actually felt like a soft brush across her hand, which I think she'd probably describe as another hand brushing across hers. Whether something has made that happen.
Oh, what's wrong? I don't like this. Something just touched the back of my bloody neck.
Really? The window's shut, so it can't be a...
Honestly. No, but it's as if something went down my neck. What?
They touched my bottom.
You're joking.
No, you're joking.
Look, listen.
You're joking. Something touched your bum. Would you lean against the bed?
No, I was stood like this.
What? What is that? What happened? What happened, Ken?
Something went hold of my hand.
You're joking.
Why wasn't near you and Richard was behind you?
No, me.
No, Richard had his hands around my shoulders.
Right.
It was like a gentle touch.
We just had the seance in the bedroom. Not a great deal happened in itself. The door seemed to open and shut quite a bit.
Derek was picking up on a lot of stuff. Derek did very well there. Though he didn't get possessed, but he was fully open for anything that was in the room at the time.
It's weird that when people ask for things to happen, they sometimes do, but not in the way that they asked for. Like Derek was asking him to make a sign, and the door kept slowly open. And I'm sure there was something playing with those books next to me because I was sure I could hear sounds coming from down the side of the bed.
The door did open and shut. At one point, we heard the doorknob go. Stuart was in front of the door, but he was literally about 2 foot from the door. There's no way it'd been Stuart. Not that Stuart would do that, but it couldn't have been him. Ian was quite a long way to Stuart's right. Couldn't have touched him either. And obviously Derek and I were sitting on the bed, so it was no one in that room, and there was no one else on that floor at that time.
Okay, what I am picking up now at the moment is that there is a spirit person that's aware that we are now in the room. And I feel the energy at the moment is outside the door, on the other side of that door. Come on then, push it open. We're not afraid. We respect you. Please. Rick, if this is you now.
I got that then on film.
Good.
That moving.
Rick, push the door open. Come and show yourself to us all now. I feel... Look at that. That twisted.
That opened and
shut.
shut.
Opened, didn't it? Do you hear it?
That definitely opened and shut.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm dubious whether it was actually the Highwayman, because I don't know whether the Highwayman actually existed here, but there was certainly something there with us in that room.
I've just come back from doing a vigil with Yvette, David, Richard, Kath and Carl. Basically, David, Kath and Richard came back from doing a vigil in the Granville room, and they'd heard some noises. So we decided to go back with them and investigate.
We all heard strange sighs
And appear in some way here in front of us in this room. John, please try.
I just heard that I had some...
Another, did you hear that?
Yeah, just here.
I heard
No.
that. I heard
wasn't
that.
here.
No, that was behind me.
Yeah, is he allowed to? That's a big question. Will the veil let...
What was that? Who was that? Was that you?
What? Terry, You know the table that we were looking at earlier on before?
Fuck me.
What's the matter?
Did you hear?
Terry, you know the table that we were looking at earlier on before?
Fuck me.
We did hear lots of odd noises and really felt like there was someone there. The atmosphere was electric, it was fascinating.
I didn't count, but I reckon there must have been 4 or 5 times we heard a voice of different, it wasn't all some growls.
I heard, and Carl heard, and so did Yvette, a sound, and it was odd. But these sounds were coming so, you know, they were just coming from anywhere, and it wasn't any of us. We know to be quiet, we know not when to speak, and we know each other's voices.
We're here now, and we know you're here.
Who was that? Did you just hear someone go to...
Yeah, this is the second time I've heard it.
We're here now, and we know you're here.
Who was that?
Is this place haunted would be the question. I think this place is most certainly visited by some of the families in the past, and I think some of them are very active.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it here. The people have been superb. The activity's been great.
To be honest, when I came here, I didn't feel too optimistic that it would be haunted. So from my point of view, I don't think it is. But then we may have been unlucky, and as is often the case, you know, you can't get your hopes up and to expect everything to happen in one night, just one night of the year.
It's been superb, and I'd love to come back. Ideally to live, but I don't think there's a chance of me getting that, the fact it's been 14 generations already. But thank you very much for watching Most Haunted Live. No, it's not Most Haunted Live. Thank you very much for watching Most Haunted Extra, and we'll see you again next week. Same time, same place, same people, different ghosts.